Hi, folks. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to all of you who keep coming back. Now, let's get into it. I don't have a personal favorite boxer or fighter. As an ex-gambler and took part in combat sports donkeys years ago, I analyze the form, the record, and history to try and come up with a sensible outcome that will be favorable against the odds and win some money. This applies to greyhounds, horse racing, as well as football, tennis, etc. I've been reading some of the ridiculous comments that people left on my last video. It's amazing how some pretend to be expert on boxing or combat sports, yet their knowledge is as thin as paper. One guy even said I should shut this channel down because I said Usyk should retire. Why? Because I don't agree that Usyk is the greatest of all time and hasn't achieved the greatness in boxing. He's convinced Usyk is unbeatable. He's the greatest of all time. GOAT. And his achievement is greater than just the few that I'm about to mention. In his argument, Usyk is the best of the best. Well, it's his opinion, just like mine and yours. But first of all, let's set the record straight. No fighter is unbeatable, period. Boxing has proven this over and over again. And here is the cold truth. Time and age are the only opponents no fighter has ever beaten, and Usyk will be no different. Yes, Usyk is great right now. But let's be honest, that's because we're in a different time, different era, with different athletes. And who has Usyk really fought to make Usyk great? Comparing him to past legends like Ali, Sonny Liston, Foreman, Sugar Ray Robinson doesn't work. Every era has its own challenges, its own rules, its own level of competition. Now back to Usyk. The reason he looks unbeatable right now is simple. There is no heavyweight good enough to really test him in this era. Only three heavyweights, Fury, Joshua, and Dubois, and he's already beaten them. That's not an insult, it's just the truth. But saying he could beat the legends of the past, that's where the things gets absurd and a bit ridiculous. Some of these so-called boxing fans don't even know basic history. Do you know championship fights used to go 15 rounds, not 12? They shortened it for fighters' safety, prevent brain damage. Today, boxers wouldn't last 15 rounds. Most now gas out after 8 rounds. So comparing music to the past legends who fought under tougher conditions is just foolish. Fanboys need to wake up and accept reality. Greatness or achievement isn't just about the present moment. It's about who you fight, when you fight them, and what you overcome. Music is great in this era, but that doesn't mean he dominates every era. And no, he's not on Ali's level. Let's take a quick look at the records. Muhammad Ali, his record 56 wins, 5 losses, with 37 knockouts. He defeated 19 world champions, including legendary names like Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier. And remember George Foreman? Ali fought and beat the best of the best in 3 different decades and was an Olympic gold medalist. Not only was Ali a great fighter, but his impact on boxing and sports culture as a whole is immeasurable. Ali didn't just fight, he fought the greatest in time of an extremely tough competition. What has Usyk done? Won 2 division titles in 2 weak divisions. Sugar Ray Robinson, arguably the greatest pound for pound fighter of all time. Robinson finished his career with 173 wins, 19 losses, and 6 draws, with 108 knockouts. He won the welterweight title 5 times and the middleweight title 2 times. Robinson was known for his incredible skill, unmatched combinations of speed, power, and technique, and for fighting the best in every weight class, even when they were at their prime. Nobody matches the consistency and success of Robinson in the way he dominated his era. Now compare that to Usyk's 23 wins. Sure, Usyk is unbeaten, but against an era with fewer challenges and frankly a lack of elite competition, Usyk's biggest wins comes against fighters who, despite the records, aren't in the same league as those legends. Ali and Robinson fought the best in history, not hype jobs like Fury and Joshua. If Robinson and Usyk was in the ring, Robinson wouldn't knock Usyk out within 5 rounds. It wouldn't last more than 5 to 6 rounds. Their legacy is built on crushing through competition over decades, and Robinson sometimes fought every week, not like Usyk once or 2 times a year. And that's why they're in a league of their own. Now, let me break this down further for those who still don't get it. So Tyson Fury, the so-called Gypsy King, lost again to Alexander Usyk. Let's not take away from how good Usyk is. He proved himself to be the best boxer of the last 25 years. No dispute there. But let's address the hypocrisy from so-called boxing experts and fans who keep changing their mud tune. Here is the reality. When Vladimir Klitschko was ruling the heavyweight division, people claimed he was unbeatable. Why? because there weren't any great heavyweights around to challenge him. At least that's what they said back then. Then along comes Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, beats Klitschko, and suddenly Klitschko wasn't all that great anymore. No, now Fury was the king, the best, the man to beat. And then there was Deontay Wilder, the most dangerous puncher in the history of boxing, they said. Why? Because he could knock people out with his right hand. But let's be real, Wilder had no fundamentals, no boxing IQ, no strategy, just a big punch and a big mouth. Fury steps up, takes the challenge, and beats Wilder twice while drawing once. And just like that, Fury's ego skyrockets. He starts shouting about how he is the baddest man on the planet. No one that came out of his mother womb can beat him. And what did the fans do? They buy into it, hook, line, and sinker. And they call him, he's the greatest of all time. In the other corner, you had Anthony Joshua, the golden boy of British boxing. Joshua beats an aging Klitschko in a scrap that looked like two tired men swinging in slow motion. And boom, now Joshua is the second coming of Muhammad Ali. Boxing fans were split, Team Fury or Team Joshua, two of the greatest boxers of all time. Who was the best heavyweight? Spoiler alert, neither of them wanted to fight each other. Years of trash talk, no fight. Joshua dodged Wilder like the plague, padding his record with easy fights while Eddie Hearn upped him to the moon. Then came Andy Ruiz Jr. Joshua walks into that fight thinking he's invincible. Ruiz, a short, chubby, out of shape underdog, knocks Joshua down, embarrasses him, and takes his belt. That wasn't supposed to happen, was it? Joshua regains his confidence in the rematch, sure, but the shine was gone. Meanwhile, Fury is out, here fighting cherry pick opponents, still avoiding Joshua and building his hype. Enter Alexander Usyk, the Ukrainian cruiserweight, mopped the floor with everyone in his division and decided to conquer the heavyweights. And conquer he did. Joshua is set to fight Usyk, and the hype machine goes into overdrive. Eddie Hearn is all over social media calling Joshua the best thing since his sliced bread, greatest boxer. But when the bell rings, reality hits. Usyk outclasses Joshua. The smaller, faster, smarter man dances circles around him. Joshua can land his power shots and ends up throwing a tantrum, tossing his belts out of the ring like a spoiled child. The rematch, even worse for Joshua. Usyk schools him again. And where is Fury in all of this? Oh, he's busy on social media claiming he's the baddest man alive, saying no one born of the mother can beat him. His dad, John Fury, jumps in, hyping the circus further. Fury then fights Francis Ngannou, a UFC fighter with a zero professional boxing experience, and almost loses. Finally, Fury agrees to fight Usyk, but not before years of abuse, foul language, and trash talk. The fight happens, and guess what? All those so-called experts and Fury fanboys were betting on Fury to knock Usyk out. He's too big, they said. Fury will knock him out. Usyk is a rabbit. Fury will crush him. The bell rings, and what happens? Fury's size and reach means nothing. Usyk, the rabbit, dances around him, outclasses him, and lands punches that make Fury's legs look like jelly. Even Fury's shot button couldn't save him. The referee steps in to save Fury from a humiliating knockout. The rematch, same story. Fury loses again. So what's the moral of the story? Boxing fans are fickle. 1 minute Fury is unbeatable. The next is rubbish. Joshua was the golden boy until Ruiz exposed him. Klitschko was great until Fury beat him. Now Usyk's the greatest of all time, according to his fans. Stop the nonsense. Usyk is great, no doubt, but let's not get carried away. So stop talking nonsense or leaving silly comments because you don't know what you're talking about. Usyk is great because of the level of competition today, not because he's better than every boxer in history. Or he won 2 division titles. Fury and Joshua were good fighters, and they still are compared to the fighters today. Until they went against Usyk. And Usyk, he'll retire unbeaten because the heavyweights today can't test him. Simple as that. Can't see the boys Pacquiao or Zhilei Zhang or anyone beating him. Go and study the fighters in the past and history. So there you are, folks. That's my take on Usyk. Great boxer, but not all-time great. The only boxer that's going to beat Alexander Usyk is Alexander Usyk. To those who understood what I said, thanks for watching. And to those who didn't and still think Usyk is the greatest of all time, let's go and watch someone else's channel. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. It's just simple facts. If you say I'm wrong, then you're saying history and everybody on the planet is wrong. Anyway, it's just an opinion, just like anybody else's opinion. Please keep your comments respectful. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, hit the like, subscribe, and see you next time, folks. Ciao. Ciao.